What's up, boys? Back with another show. Fair Fight Podcast coming at you. MMA news, mostly UFC these days. They're the only ones putting on shows. What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. I'm alive.
Yeah? Had a good week?
Exhausting week.
Yeah, this is
Just getting back into it physically, you know?
We gotta let people know this
warming
is
up.
This is a news update for the week of February 3rd, 2021, just so we can put the timestamp on it.
We're like a month away from probably the most epic month in March of fights that I've ever seen as an MMA fan. It's pretty amazing
It's
stuff.
just title fight after. It's only title fight.
Shitloads of title fights, and not only that, but like just really sick like fight nights and such. What you got there, buddy?
Oh, I'm just making sure all the levels are right.
Good. Okay.
I had to recover the audio on a previous episode, and I just didn't want to deal with that again. But everyone's coming through clear.
Tight.
Well,
right.
cheers to a green month,
We're
the
on.
Irish month.
Yo, you guys are just skipping over Black History Month like that, okay? Going straight to the Irish.
Well,
all right, no, it's February, so
we
it's
have
time
a
for
whole
Irish
month.
Pride.
You're just ready for that.
We got a whole
nice.
month.
That's always in the back. You just have your...
Maybe I had a certain card on the top of the deck, you know?
I celebrate Black History Month every month.
That's dirty.
I don't just pick one.
That's dirty as hell.
I'm just saying, we're at the start of February, and you guys are looking way too forward to March.
Yeah, there's a very prominent
Shamrock Shake.
Black History based card coming up after this one, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm not sure if Dana White signed off on that yet, but
I mean, Usman is
sure, any moment now.
All right, wait a minute. Good or bad, an all-black card for Black History Month. Is that problematic? Is that...
sounds more racist?
bad. That's pretty
that's
bad.
a good
Than
idea, bad
beneficial.
idea?
That's really
I'm
bad.
asking you guys.
No, because
And
like,
white people are hosting it.
That's
Oh,
not.
and it's Dana White.
That's pretty bad.
saying
there
that
it-
you have
It's in his name.
you can't
Guess we
have
got-
black people only in a ring with a bunch of fat white dudes surrounding it, like clamoring, to win money. That doesn't sound good for America.
Not a good look. It's not a good look for America. That sounds like a step back in my head, like a
Okay.
huge
I
step.
think we're over
I
that.
thought all
yeah.
the money flying
This is your
nullified
idea.
the guilt, though. I thought we all felt kind of guilty, but the money nullified the guilt.
So you're for this?
I don't know.
You think we should give it a try? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so wait. Black History Month, all white fighters for the month, only black spectators.
That's crazy.
Is that?
That all seems a little counter.
How is that's gonna ruin everything? That's gonna throw. How are they gonna hold the rankings? Like
Okay,
that,
how about
dude?
this? How about
They're
this?
just gonna pick
What about-
guys like.
How about this? Black only water fountains at the UFC events. Let's compromise.
That shoot orange soda.
Yeah. No whites allowed. You will be shot if you use this water fountain.
Okay, what about the next fight night in Abu Dhabi is Martin Luther King Presents Fight Night?
Did he sign off on that?
He had a dream.
He did.
That's in the news,
I-
actually. Martin Luther King.
MLK's back at it again.
Speaking of MLK,
MLK's grandson is getting in the ring.
no longer is it a dream. It's happening.
He's training. He has a dream to win the belt now.
But now,
In what weight class?
Yeah,
How much does
not
MLK
sure.
weigh?
what is dream weight?
okay, MLK versus Malcolm X. What are their weight classes?
What are their reach? What is his reach?
Does Malcolm have to cut weight to get down to MLK's weight class, giving him a reach advantage?
No, this is a very
But MLK's ground game, bro. He's from it.
I'll have to look into their fight history. Next week we'll get into that subject. Let's move on here. So you guys, I have a segment that I'm just kind of gonna pop on you here. I have like a couple of video curations. All right. So this is what we're gonna do, and for the audio listeners, we'll kind of talk through it. I have like these street fight situations. I want to have us watch, kind of pick your brain and be like, okay, what did this guy do wrong? What could he have done differently?
Yeah.
What's good about this? What's bad about this? You know what I mean? Something like that. So kind of just start off the show with I'm just gonna call them Lenny's curations. So here we go. This is my first clip.
Very
on to the
sloppy.
next.
This is another, real life situation, fight situation. Not your traditional one. This is like man against lady. So this bus driver here apparently gets fed up with this lady's shit. You hear her just popping off like Colby Covington, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You ain't shit.
Dragon energy.
Right. And so I feel like this bus driver really executes some good fighting technique. So let's
This
see.
is a New
Boom!
York. Oh my God!
I mean, that was for the
And
audio
then he throws her
listeners,
off.
that was-
Nice.
the bus driver hits this woman with a
Uppercut.
Ngannou style uppercut.
That was a
And-
gazelle punch, dude.
Yeah, basically. Let's review. Let's just
That-
watch this one more time.
Oh my lord, that woman forgot her
Yeah,
name.
the impact of this is, I mean, you just don't see a lot of perfect strikes
Look at this.
like this.
He sets it up.
Glee.
Bam! You see how he steps up?
She's gone.
You see how he lifts his back foot? There's footwork in that man, dude. He's definitely boxed before. I bet this is New York.
yeah, no,
I'll
that
put
was
money on it that this is somewhere in Brooklyn.
that was an absolute down diagonal forward square dragon punch. Like,
I saw the flames
I mean,
burn her weave out of existence.
right? I
It
saw
was-
the pixels.
I have not seen many uppercuts that devastating in my lifetime. That's I'm talking proper
What
technique.
for an uncivilized little.
This dude
Little
was
bee.
fed up. It sounded like she was talking a lot of shit. Maybe it was warranted. Maybe not. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be the judge here. I'm just judging.
It's not your job.
No, I'm just looking at
Not in your job description to be the judge.
Exactly. I'm looking at technique. I'm looking at the details here. So yeah, well executed. First round KO. I would say late stoppage.
That's how it goes in the streets.
You
Is
gotta look
you
couple
say
of-
you go and you don't put up your stance immediately. Just say what's up,
You got a couple extra hits, in
and
there,
then
yeah.
just hop in your stance and boom.
I mean,
Bink.
devastating.
Just like that. I bet Robin Black did that shit, dude. I bet there's a video of him doing a commentary
Maybe.
on this.
I like. Okay, I can almost understand this man's frustration in a way.
He's probably dealt with those like
You meet
3 other
you
times
meet these
before.
types of people in the real world all the time, and
Especially if you work in it, especially if you're forced in it.
Yeah,
all
you
the time.
only dream of just hitting these uppercuts on some folks that you meet in the real world. But
That
I hope he still has his job, by the way.
I have a specific example of this young lady that she cashed me out in Harvey's the other day. I went and bought myself like some meat and stuff. Man, it is just like one of those situations where you worry about the future of America. It's just the most simple thing. Okay, I hand this lady a 20. My total was like 4 something, and I'm like, oh, I actually have a 5. I'd rather give her that. So here's the 5, and she just stares at me, holding. She's like holding the 20. She's like, the register already accepted it. And I'm like, accepted the 20? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I know how these things work. I know that all you have to do is the simple math in your head. You know what I mean?
you're thinking this is a mathematical problem, whereas
It was an
I
issue.
think
She
this
could-
girl is legally worried. Where
No.
she's just like, oh God, I'm gonna.
Yeah, maybe she's
You know-
gonna get
but if you-
shortchanged.
She's
If
like,
you
I
know
feel
how
like-
registers work, you know that's not even an issue. If you've ever worked I mean, come on. I worked at a grocery store for years. I know. Literally doesn't. The register doesn't give a fuck
I
if
would-
it's a 20 or anything.
I would agree with you, and I would understand how fast food wasting products works and all of that stuff. And yet, the first time that I went to a McDonald's and I asked for 2 barbecue sauces with my McNuggets, and they said, "No, sir, we will not
That's
be doing
way
that.
different. That's so
we
much
will
different.
not be doing that." And I was like,
This is somebody
Oh.
avoiding the most simple math problem in their head because they can't handle it. That's worrisome. This is the future. This is a young lady. That's fucked up. But anyways, let's get into some motherfucking fight news. I think these video curations could be a thing we do on the show. If you guys like it, leave a comment. You know what I mean, and give us your opinions. Honestly, we want to know what you would do if you were the pants down guy, or maybe even the bus driver, or
the lady.
the lady
that got up. That got what would you have done?
the one that lost her head. So
Yeah. What could you have done to not lose your head?
So we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We have some news also about. I think this happened like an hour ago from us filming this. We have.
So this is breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking. We have the COVID-19. One of the fighters on this card. She was supposed to fight Macy Chasson. So this fight is off. Marion Renault. She ended up testing positive, and she's out. So,
you expect more in the upcoming next 2 days?
Yeah,
maybe?
for sure. But one isn't bad. One isn't
so
bad.
far.
Yeah.
So far, like in like usually in 2 weeks out, it's like half the card is gone almost.
But they would probably know by now because everybody's already there, and they've
they're constantly getting tested like
that's
every
what
day.
I'm saying. So, I think we're good. You know, we lost one fight, which was. It was the co-main, the third fight down, which I guess that's pretty big. But, honestly, I think the other fights under them are good enough to really kind of, save the show. And there's a lot of fights booked on this card.
No, there's a couple I'm really excited for. No, more than a couple.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's the Overeem versus Volkov. First off, like Overeem, just the icon. Been in the sport for like, 20, 30 years? Still here since Pride.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dinosaur.
20-something years.
So, kudos to him for sticking it out,
He's got a name
he still
vampire.
he still sees a path to the belt. He's not doing this to, just make some money. He's doing this for the belt.
This is a tough ask, though.
I know, but he still sees himself fucking getting that shit, and it's like
Alexander Volkov
he's a sniper.
is real good.
He's sharp.
So Overeem is coming off. Let's see what his record looks like. He's coming off a win against Augusto Sakai. We just saw that recently. Before that, he won against Walt Harris. He lost against Jairzinho. Won against Alexei Olenek. I mean, this dude's only fighting the best of the best. So.
Yeah. I watch these fights, man, and I gotta tell you, he gets cracked. Just constantly gets cracked. And it just makes me worried, Especially after things like the Ngannou knockout,
Both these guys got beat by Curtis Blades, which really tells you something about that guy.
Right.
I think I would say Volkov would have the advantage in this fight because he knows how to use his reach.
We saw that in the Derek Lewis fight.
That's usually kind of a bad matchup for Overeem. It seems like he likes to be taller than his opponents.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Well, no, it's like a lot of the time you have the advantage being the shorter, stockier guy. Like most people would bet on the shorter, stockier guy every time. But Volkov is just kind of a different beast because he knows how to use that reach. He's really good at it.
And he knows how to use the opponent's momentum to, get that knockout finish that he's always fucking looking for. Yeah, he's just sharper. I think, he is the smarter bet for sure. But goddamn, do I want Overeem to win this?
Bet with your heart,
That'd
bro.
be tight.
That would be tight.
Nah, I'm not. I can't do that no more.
What?
Can't what?
I keep getting disappointed just betting for my boys. I'm like, oh, I hope he wins, and then
whatever, man.
Conor McGregor just ended it for me.
Yeah. I'm a mathematical man now.
That still burns, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Still, you gotta cue the music.
We got Frankie Edgar fighting Corey Sandhagen. This is kind of huge, in my opinion, because either of these guys could be next up to fight the winner of Aljo and Jan, very soon. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen with the winner of this fight. So, yeah, who you got on this?
Sandhagen.
He's
just lost less.
Frankie
had a shorter career.
Frankie still looks really good, man.
Frankie looks good, but he always looks good.
Yeah,
he always looks good.
He's I think he's like 40-something years old now.
Yeah,
right?
it's he's one of those guys that kind of
38.
They kind of taste gold for a little bit, and then they go the rest of their careers trying to taste it again. Like Overeem.
So you think he's on the out?
Yeah, I think Sanhagen's hungrier.
Is this card going to be a bunch of old guys getting sent home for the last time?
Maybe.
That keeps happening, man.
I hope not.
That keeps going down. And it needs to happen. You know, you got to cut the grass. Everyone's got to do it every now and then.
I hate it when they say, "Oh, I hope you have a long career." When they tell an MMA fighter, you know, like, "I hope you have a long career." It's like, I don't think an MMA fighter wants a long career. You know, I think they just kind of want to. They want that Conor McGregor path where they just like have that super quick path to gold and then make a couple mil.
Yeah, you make all your money.
Right there.
I mean, I always think about Brett Favre, where it's like football was like his therapy, where it's like I can't stop playing, and it's like, Brett, you got like. You've been playing football 152 years, bro. You got to pack it up eventually. It's like, I need this.
Yeah.
I don't know what else, though. If I can't throw that pigskin, I don't know. I don't know what Brett Favre sounds like. I know he doesn't sound like that.
He
but
might. I don't know.
He might. But, yeah. There's some guys that just, you know, they want to. I mean, but here we are. Who am I to say? We just paid Mike Tyson, like, $1 billion to risk getting his skull cracked again. As like, what is he, like a 60-year-old man, 50-year-old?
Yeah, we've seen kind of shit like that.
We're doing dirty dog.
We saw Tito versus.
That was not fun to watch.
We're gonna throw Manny Pacquiao back in the ring. Think we won't? Think that?
No. They already agreed to something with Manny Pacquiao.
Who?
I think I'm not too sure.
Who? McGregor?
Maybe.
No, that I think he lost his.
I think McGregor is like, he's talking about like or at least John Kavanaugh says that he might just like either keep fighting in MMA, but if things don't work out, he's just gonna go to boxing. So, and he could have a great career in boxing. You know.
Hold up, wait.
You would think his competitive side would, keep him in the UFC.
He just looked slower,
and he's also in contract.
Are we gonna do the detour to boxing now or later?
Well, you want to talk some boxing?
Oh, speaking of boxing.
Speaking of,
let's get this over with.
Wait, hold up. Did you guys bring your big rubber noses and your white face paint before we enter Clown World?
What?
This is the duck segment.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Ducks of the week. Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. It's happening. I said it'll happen.
Welcome to Clown World.
You didn't believe me.
I said it was going to be Ronald McDonald, but I'll accept this.
Nobody believed me, and it came true. I spoke it into fruition. It's happening.
We're over here talking about like a professional fight, and then we bring up Jake Paul versus.
I said we were.
This is our boy though, Ben Askren,
bro,
dude.
I pulled up in the tiny car and I said, "Hop in."
This is an Askren house.
What I'm saying,
if all you guys want to know,
Ben's the man. But what I'm saying is, did you see the video of him punching the heavy bag?
Yeah.
I'm talking T-Rex arms. There was something wrong. I'm not sure.
He's not.
We're talking Domino's chicken wings.
Technique. I mean, he's going to be on one of these videos eventually. Like, the technique might be lacking. Hopefully, he gets it, straight before the fight. Though
that's why this fight is so.
Is the pride of MMA on the line?
Yes,
it's very much in danger.
Yes, this is why I kind of hate Ben Askren for taking this.
Are you, as a man who practices the juge, is he about to make you look silly?
I hope not, man. Because Lenny is scared too. You're scared,
dude. If
the worst striker,
if this YouTuber knocks out Ben Askren, I just don't even know.
At the end of the day, if he wins, if Jake Paul wins, it wouldn't be good for him. Because now people are gonna be hyping up to real fucking people. Like Nate Diaz was like, have you heard Nate Diaz tweet to Jake Paul and shit? He's like fight me instead.
Yeah, but he's just trying to fight anybody. Now he's going after Poirier. He wants him to come up to 170.
I'm saying if he beats Ben Askren, like Nate is gonna feel like a fiduciary responsibility to just avenge it.
He's gonna have to protect
show
MMA.
Show some real stand up, because Ben Askren is not known, like, he's a legend in MMA, but like he's not known for his striking at all. He hasn't knocked out one person in his whole life. Every fight always ends. Every fight where he wins at least ends up with either a submission or him on the crucifix position, just like hitting them.
TKO.
Yeah, just TKO. Just classic wrestler style.
Would you say who in the UFC has lower strike IQ than Ben Askren?
Strike IQ, man.
CM Punk.
Diego Sanchez.
No. He knew how to hit people though. He knocked people out before.
No, but he uses force fields now.
I know, but Ben Askren has never knocked a dude out. It's always either a submission. Never in his career.
But he's
not one.
He's
knockout.
also fighting people like Douglas and shit. Not.
No, yeah,
Jake
of
Paul.
course.
Yeah.
Hold up. Say that again. He's fighting people like who?
Douglas Lima. Like that was to me his most impressive win was Douglas Lima because that dude's fucking tough, and he just won the belt in Bellator. He got back to championship status.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ben Askren can fucking.
He was undefeated till
down.
he got into the UFC.
Yeah.
And in the most devastating fashion, might I add. I don't think that moment will never be forgotten. What happened that night, I couldn't have been more wrong in my life.
I was all in on Askren.
I was about to buy Askren merch.
Yeah, I was like, hey guys, I was at the bar, I was hanging out with my friends. I'm like, hey, watch this dude just fucking, watch him just whoop this Masvidal guy up. And then
I thought Masvidal was gonna lose for sure.
If Ben Askren loses this, is there a more tragic figure in MMA? Like, is there?
Then what? Lay it out to me. Who does Jake Paul have to beat next for it to even be more devastating than Ben Askren?
To be the shortest loss ever, and then to be to sink to such a low as to be like the shortest fight, maybe not even ever, but possibly, and then to sink from that depth to dragging all of mixed martial arts down into YouTube commentary. Like, he's the Sith Lord of like
it's a risk. It's such a stupid fight with such a huge risk.
He's casting the Force into darkness.
It's such a dumb.
It's not the worst. Like, we have stories like War Machine that put a real shadow on MMA fighters.
Oh, but
and if you're not familiar with it,
I'm familiar with that story, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a popular. That's a bad
It's a dark
story.
one. It's a very dark one.
But that's not
it's
like a well-known.
it's like our Chris Benoit of
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Of MMA, if you can put it that way. Right.
However, this in the age of the internet, this is I don't think we'll recover from this. I think we'll lose viewers.
Are y'all ready for the first TikToker
Sean's losing his
MMA?
mind.
I am, dude.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. Ben,
I don't
you're
like
crazy.
it.
You're insane.
I feel uncomfortable about it. That's for sure.
It doesn't. I have a very bad feeling about it because have you seen? I've seen footage of him you know how they make UFC fighters shadow box in the footage before the fights or whatever.
Yeah,
and the music is all like
he's doing the up top chicken box.
Yeah, the footage of him shadow boxing and the UFC footage is just so fucking hilarious. It looks like an old man just throwing.
It's not as bad.
weird-
It's not as bad as seeing Snoop Dogg box.
Oh no!
That is
tragic.
tragic.
Or Stephen A. Smith.
Those are so funny.
Yeah.
It's got to be like how I feel whenever the American Olympic basketball team has any other team score even a single point on them, and I'm like, no, wait, no, we can't lose this one. America can't lose basket, and it's you look at the scoreboards, America's at 64, Argentina's at 20, but. Even still, every time another team gets a single point on America in basketball, I'm like, is the jig up? Is it all coming?
Yeah.
We can't let this happen.
And I don't know what Ben's angle is. He fought MMA because he has an angle.
He's getting paid a ton of money.
A Kurt Angle?
No, like an angle, like a means to win,
suck.
you know?
Dude, how
And it's like,
how
and
could
it's
you
like
beat
the
Kurt Angle when the crowd always chants "you suck" when you walk out? That's terrible.
I mean, it's a fun way. Being a heel's fun, but he wasn't meant to be a heel. I don't think. I feel like
He
people
was
just
meant
didn't
to
like
be-
him.
Ben Askren was meant to be the American hero, just
the
like,
American Khabib,
Yeah.
the undefeated American wrestler, MMA fighter.
Yeah, well, maybe you all putting your hopes and dreams in him are what turned him to the dark side.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to disgrace.
He should have stayed in Bellator, kind of. Like,
No, he
would've-
retired from Bellator because the UFC just wouldn't accept him in. And then for some reason, like 2 years after he retired, like the UFC accepts him. And then he like joins the UFC, beats Robbie Lawler in like the weirdest fucking way.
Yeah.
He gets like smashed by Robbie Lawler. Like it could have been stopped
feel
like
like-
easily.
I feel like they were both just like sliding around in like fucking on like
It's literally
marbles or
insane.
something. The
It's
whole
insane.
fight.
Like literally the whole time, like Ben is just pissing off Dana White. He's just like, Dana, I don't know why you're mad at me. And Dana's like, I'm not fucking mad at you, dude. There's like real footage of Dana going, I'm not fucking mad at this guy. There's like reporters going, why don't you like Ben Askren? He keeps saying he
Ben
doesn't
Askren's
like
that
you.
friend that's
And
like,
it-
why do you hate me, dude?
And then like, yeah, and Dana's like, I don't know where he's getting this from. Like, who is telling this guy that I hate him? Like he's like, cause no, but I don't hate this guy. To the point where he actually ends up hating Ben Askren, I feel like, because they just throw him to the wolves, dude. You know what I mean? It's like the first 20 seconds, his UFC debut, he just gets picked up and slammed by Robbie Lawler. He's the wrestler. He's supposed to be doing the slamming. And the first guy
I
he fights,
slam. You don't slam. I
he
slam.
gets slammed on his head. His arm gets stuck under his body, and Robbie is just fucking butchering him, just like mauling. Like I'm surprised he doesn't have like a dent in his skull from how hard Robbie Lawler was hitting him on the ground. And Herb Dean just gave like honestly, I felt like that could have been stopped. I feel like that was bad stoppage. On
Herb Dean
Dean's
lets
part.
him wail, bro.
And then at the and in the middle of a scramble, after he just survived death, literally, like it's a miracle. Ben's still fucking awake from that beating he took, and then he just like Robbie just tries to get up and he catches him in like a bulldog choke.
Yeah, it was like a
But he wasn't out.
Yard choke.
Yeah, it looked
Gave him
like
a
he went
noogie.
out.
Yeah.
It looked like he went out, and then Herb Dean called it, and then Robbie Lawler was like, "I'm not fucking
It
out."
did look like he went out though.
Yeah,
like,
his
way
arm went. I
yeah.
thought he went out.
Yeah, I kind
You
of
know?
thought. I still think it could have been like a flash, choke out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes it happens real quick, and you're like, oh, what just happened?
It's like a fire.
But
sale
that
at
is
Ross.
a technique though, where you just relax when you're just in a choke. You just kind of relax. That is like an actual technique. Khabib does it from guillotines and head arm chokes. You just relax.
Well, let's get back into this weekend's card. There's a lot of other fights to talk about here. Alexandre Pantoja.
Oh, yeah, Pentoa versus Cape.
Yep. This guy Cape, Pantoja's had a lot of fights in the UFC. I don't know a lot about him. I know he was a Ryzen champion.
Okay.
And Pantoja is actually coming off of he's got a pretty good record. He's fought a lot of tough dudes. I'm trying to find it here.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Tough dudes, you say.
I mean, he's like Volkov's. The last few people Volkov have fought are like top dogs. Like it's kind of fucked up how some of these people get almost get like the shit into the stick when it comes to
matchups and
their
shit.
matchups. It's like they just only fight the
Maybe it's because of his
best.
nickname, the Cannibal.
Yeah.
It's a hardcore one right there.
I wouldn't want to fight a guy with a nickname like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight the Cannibal.
I like him. I think I'm taking him on this fight.
Taking the Cannibal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cannibal.
Okay.
Straight.
It's Angola versus fucking. Oh, now I can't find it. Oh, never mind. But another fight that I'm looking forward to is Cody Stamen versus Asker.
Stamen, Askarov? Or Asker,
On the
Asker.
website,
Yeah.
it says Asker, and there's no picture.
That
for
might
him.
be Askarov if it is. That he's undefeated, 17-0.
Oh God!
Why does it say Asker?
I don't know. There's like okay.
UFC
So it has
gotta
his,
get their shit together.
Yeah, it has his record, but it doesn't have like anything. He has 0 reach. He has 0 weight.
Yeah,
0-inch leg
They're
reach.
fighting a subatomic particle. That's why he's undefeated.
Cody Stateman's coming off a pretty nice win, so
It doesn't say he's undefeated. Then it says he has 6 losses.
That must be a different guy than Askarov. But
So
we're gonna find out who this mystery guy is, I suppose.
17 undefeated sounds like a lot. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, it's 7. No, he has 17 wins and 6.
Well, yeah, but this other guy, I was thinking it was Askarov,
Okay.
is 17-0, and he has one. It's 17-0-1. This guy's record, so it's like either a no contest or some shit like that. But irregardless, we got some other pretty good fights to look forward to.
Ferreira versus Benil Dariush.
Carlos Diego Ferreira has been on a fucking run. I'm thinking he's going to be too much for Dariush, even though Dariush is coming off a 5-fight win streak, fighting a lot of tough guys.
Tough guys.
We
got to have a list of tough guys.
I mean,
Benil is one of them. He's no joke. I can't say I'm definitely not going to say I don't see him winning. I definitely see him winning.
He beat Michael Johnson, one of the other guys fighting in the
on this card.
Yeah.
Honestly, that we'll talk about it when we get to it. We're about to get to it, anyways.
Yeah, I got my opinions on that fight, but Dariush versus Diego Ferreira. I think Ferreira has the
advantage.
Probably has the advantage.
Probably
gonna
faster.
Be the favorite. Yeah. I think he's gonna get a submission. That's what I think. He's gonna take Dariush down, because Dariush can knock you out. He's probably not even gonna chance it. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. He might be hard to take down.
But yeah, the undercard is actually pretty tight. Michael Johnson, speaking of, is fighting Clay Guida.
Honestly, this should be on the main card, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of
strange that
they
it's
always
on the
try to. It seems like lately, especially, they try to put like a little
mini headliner
on. Yeah, so just
on the prelims,
just so you'll like stick around or something like that. I don't know exactly, but that's fine. I don't really give a shit how they do it. I'm just gonna like watching the fights. But it almost seems disrespectful to somebody like Clay Guida, who's used to being like a co-main event at least.
Or even Michael Johnson, man.
What's the pay difference between?
The pay is this. The pay is just what your contract is. Like, it doesn't change because you're placed on the card, unless you're in a pay-per-view and you're fighting for a title.
Yeah,
it's the only time it changes.
So the sub-card, main card delineation is really kind of just arbitrary.
Yeah, it's just like, but it's just like, if your band was playing a show and you were like at the bottom of the flyer, it's like that kind of hurts. You know what I mean? If you've done a lot of work to get yourself up towards the top. But that's just kind of what I mean by it's a little offensive sometimes. But that's just my opinion. Fuck them.
Who you think has this?
I'm
gonna go with Johnson.
It's tough, man.
I'm gonna go with Michael Johnson.
Yeah, I would probably say Michael Johnson too, man. He's
faster. He's from Florida boy too.
This dude's got the most brutal record. Listen to this. Listen to Michael Johnson's record since 2013. He fights Gleason Tebow. Fights Joe Lozon. Fights Melvin Gillard. He fights Nate Diaz. He fights Benil Dariush. He fights Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah. I remember that fight.
He fights Dustin Poirier. And then he fights Justin Gaethje. Then he fights Artem Lobov. Then he fights Andre Fili. Then he fights Darren Elkins. Then he fights Stevie Ray.
Dude, he fought the whole roster.
Then he fights Josh Emmett. I mean, but these are only the best. Tiago Moises. That's fucked. I mean, it's like, that's a brutal
experience. That's a journey.
Schedule.
Yeah, brutal journey.
Yeah. That's the straight, just.
He didn't win all those, obviously, but
that's the Motley Crew right there.
He's fought the whole roster, dude. Yeah. I mean, and he's quick. He's super speed.
And you got to think, all those guys, compare them to Clay Guida, they would all probably beat Clay Guida. And Clay Guida is really fucking good.
Yeah,
These are
he's
the
a
best
madman.
fighters. Like that's basically the whole top 10, and he's just fought them all
Pound for pound.
since 2013. Yeah,
Yeah. And he did good in that Khabib fight.
he did better than most. Yeah,
He lasted.
He got starched.
He wouldn't give up.
Like
he wouldn't tap to the America or Kimura. I think it was that Khabib had him in, and the ref had to stop it. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Michael Johnson. I'm with you on that.
No, I think he trains with ATT too, down in Coconut Creek. That's a mean gym.
So
Poirier trains there.
you're in on the Cocoa Creek boys.
Yep. Local.
That's tight.
Yes, sir.
Got Mike Rodriguez fighting Danilo Marquez. Don't know a whole lot about either of these guys.
Yeah.
Timur Valev, Martin Day. This is the undercard here.
I've seen Martin Day's fights. There's a lot on this there's a lot of prelims.
A lot of fights. Devontae Smith, Justin James.
Carol Rosa versus Jocelyn Edwards.
Who did Jocelyn? I think she just came off of a really good performance. Let me see who she just fought. I was kind of interested in that fight because I get into these lady fights are like kind of fun to predict, and if you bet, you can make a lot of money on them because sometimes they get some bad matchups. It's like they're kind of brutal to these ladies sometimes.
Yeah, they throw them to the wolves because it's a very talented division.
Yeah,
super talented division. But I never thought about that in terms of bets.
Yeah, she came off a win against Yanan Wu.
Okay.
Yeah, Chinese chick, real tough chick.
Tough dudes, tough chicks.
And fighting this Brazilian though.
Yeah.
13, so she has a much longer career than her. I don't know. You think the experience will overcome Edwards, or you think she'll power through and break her wall of experience like it's nothing?
Hard to say, man. Brazilian fighters, you never know when they'll just pull out the ground game on you. So she might end up getting submitted. I really got no prediction on that one.
Judging by her body type, I'm willing to say Edwards probably has a good ground game too, like a decent one. She's got this lanky leg locker look to her.
She's got that leg locker look.
I bet you, dude. She doesn't want it, bro. Rosa doesn't want it on the ground. I don't even know anything. I'm just.
Hell yeah. I like that.
Molly McCann versus
Meatball Molly McCann. I actually love this fighter.
Procopio.
She's super fun to watch. She's got fun interviews. She's got a fun personality.
Yeah, we watched her on one of the cards too.
Yeah, I always put my eggs on Molly McCann. I'm like I've had little bets with friends, about this and that. Like I'll buy you a drink, but I always win. I always win the drinks. She comes through. She's fighting Lara Procopio, who is coming off a 6-month suspension for Overeem.
What?
Yeah, she's just come off a 6-month suspension, so maybe
for what?
Overeem. It's like like doping.
Oh, really?
It's just like
yeah.
I don't like that.
It must have
Where
been,
can I get some?
If it's only a 6-month suspension, it's probably something that was like in her vitamins or some shit.
Yeah, it's probably not as serious.
Yeah,
might have been in like a protein shake she was drinking or something.
But Molly's been active.
I got doped with steroids and stuff. I didn't even know.
Apparently, it happened to John. So
yeah, they put steroids in his cocaine.
Yeah, you never know what's in that stuff.
No, he definitely does cocaine.
I do cocaine.
He literally like admitted that at like a press conference. It's like, I do cocaine the weekend before I fight you or some shit.
The police tried to arrest him over it, and he beat them all up.
I'm telling you, man, you got to see those John Jones versus DC press conferences. Those are like amazing too.
Yeah, they were pretty fun.
He fights the entire city of DC.
Yeah.
Yusef Zalal fighting Choi Sung-woo. Don't know much about this Korean guy, but 8-3 must be pretty good. Yusef Salal I've seen fight a few times, so I'm pretty confident this guy will probably win. He's really good. You got O'Day, Osborne, and Jerome Rivera.
Is this canceled?
Opening up the fight. Is it canceled?
I don't know. Oday's body's kind of grayed out, so I don't
know why they do that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's kind of weird.
You can never trust the UFC website. They still have the canceled fight up on there. The COVID cancellation. So I don't ever know
That's
what the
bullshit.
hell they're doing. Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, that's it for the card coming up in our predictions. What about the card after that? We have Burns versus Usman to look forward to.
The whole month of March is going to be nuts, and we'll talk about that.
That's not March. That's this month.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought Burns and Usman was in March. Oh, it's
No,
at the
no.
end of this month.
Israel and
Yeah, you're
Blachowicz
right,
and
right,
all
right.
that bullshit is in March.
I think it's like the 27th or something.
There's like way more. It's like
Yeah.
way more.
It's gonna be wild, man. A lot of shit's gonna happen coming up here pretty soon. Have you seen this Karate Combat?
Karate Combat.
Yeah, have you looked into this?
No.
Kind
What
of
do you-
interesting. Like I like watching these new.
What is it?
Like bare
what do you?
knuckle and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
it's like another promotion.
Okay.
So, but it's like it's different.
Is it karate rules? What do you?
It is, but you can I
Wait,
think you can clinch up for like only a few certain amount of seconds or something.
There's like different styles where
It's
there's
real
like different
strange,
rules.
and it's like a kumite like setting, and they're down below. They're like down, and there's walls
There's
that
an
are
arena.
slanted, so that if you fall and you're taking hits and stuff, you're like against the thing. It's kind of wild. Like, yo, check it out. It's interesting. It might actually.
You ever see karate
It looks like
competitions?
it's catching some steam because it looks like there's a lot of money behind it, a lot of production value.
So it's like a
Okay.
karate competition.
Yeah, but it's like UFC MMA ish.
How easy would it be to translate it to how much you can just do this in a gym, right?
Well, what do you mean?
Not like they're doing it.
You need a setup,
This is a straight. I'm talking. This is a setup.
because if it requires a setup, then it feels like it's less.
Just like
mobile.
the sport itself, or like just like how this event that they do.
Well,
So you have to, if you want to do this
it's
karate
a
confused.
promotion.
I'm
It's a
confused.
promotion in itself. It's like
Okay,
Bellator.
okay.
It's like UFC. It's like Ryzen. It's like bare knuckle. It's
But
like
it's
a new
like-
promotion.
But it's like under like karate. It's just strictly karate.
It's
Like
it's almost strictly karate, but there is clinching and stuff. You just have to watch.
if you go to a kickboxing thing, they lay out the mats, or if you go to Bellator,
Yeah, everything
there's
is
a
matted,
cage.
I think. Yeah.
With this, is there like a?
This is a square that's embedded into the floor, and then there's padding on the side. They jump down. The fighters go in the corner and they do this to the crowd, do some bullshit, and then they jump down into
Bill
the square.
Goldberg, and then they jump in. Okay,
and they start fighting each other.
all right.
I think it's kind of cool. Like I've seen some pretty good fights so far. I've just kind of been watching it the past couple weeks.
I'm into that. I mean, I'm into anything that I'm into anything that fractures Dana White's power.
Well, all this stuff is pretty good. Like even
You love Dana White.
Even bare knuckle has had some really good fights. Interesting to see. We're gonna see Paige Van Zant. I think it's this weekend.
yeah, she says
making her debut.
She says faces look better with scars or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what quote she said this past week.
Oh, whatever.
Valentine's Day's coming up, so
So she's expecting to get beat up. Is that
It's bare knuckle, dude. You're guaranteed to get like a scar, a permanent
she's
scar.
gonna, lose a
on
bunch
your-
of teeth.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I mean, the
hard to watch.
the reason why you wear gloves, man. It's
Yeah.
knuckles and bare bones are sharp, like knives.
But I do watch the fights. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of entertaining.
The last one I watched was Artem Lobov versus Jason Knight 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last bare knuckle event that I
Another
watched.
slugger.
Yeah, there was like teeth missing and shit.
I liked the Paulie
Malignaggi versus Art. That was the last one. That
cool.
was the last one where
that was funny as fuck.
the press conferences were great. It was.
Isn't that was like a meme fight?
It was an actual.
It was a
build-up.
meme
Yeah,
fight.
it was like an old washed-up boxer versus.
Yeah, who had broken his hands.
You know the
before.
whole like story of Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is with these meme fights?
I don't know.
Well,
man.
it's because Paulie's just a fucking character.
Everything.
But if you have a personality, you can make these things happen and make.
Yeah,
money
but
off
it's
of it.
almost like Paulie didn't even mean for it. He really wanted to fight Connor, and he just got hard on him instead. It's just so funny. I love the whole situation because I hate.
he got whooped by Artem.
I hate. I hate Paulie so much. Like I don't like. I don't like Paulie Malignaggi whatsoever. He got his ass whooped by Conor McGregor in like a sparring match or whatever, and then Conor released the pictures and the footage. So Paulie got super mad about it.
Kind of fucked up though.
It is fucked up, but Paulie was just like denying it. You know, he's like, those pictures weren't real. Like, you know, like it's just like insane. He's just like, you got beat up too, and it's like, not really.
Bro, pictures don't lie. We seen it.
No, there's videos.
Yeah.
There's videos of the fucking thing of Connor just smashing him in the gym. But you know what? I wish he didn't do that because maybe he would have won the Floyd fight if he didn't do that.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that was karma. The fact that he lost was karma for him releasing the footage of Paul. No. Oh, that's my theory.
Last topic I want to mention. You guys think we are going to see a trilogy, Poirier versus Connor?
It's not okay from a fan's perspective. Like, if you're like a true fan, right? If you really are just thinking about MMA, like the fight you'd really want is Oliveira versus Poirier. You know, that's the fight to make. That's the fairest fight you can make next for these guys. Connor should fight like Tony Ferguson or something, you know, first, and then maybe get the trilogy with Poirier. Poirier wants it because it's a lot of money, but I don't think it makes sense anymore. I don't think you could convince people that that'll be another great, fight.
You don't think?
I don't think you could convince people. I don't think you could sell enough people on it.
You don't think McGregor Mania has a few last drops of juice?
Yeah,
left
some fights,
in it
yes. Some fights, yes.
That
Like Nate Diaz 3 is a cool. That's the one. That's the one that might be the last fight Connor will ever, be in.
That's his Final Fantasy VII remake.
That's the one.
You think that's going to be the trilogy?
That's literally the UFC's Endgame, Avengers Endgame. That's like what they're waiting for the right time to do that, And I don't know if Nate wants to do that. He probably does, but
this Instagram page I follow, MMA Uncensored, they posted something interesting today. It was like trilogies that MMA fans want to see, and McGregor Diaz is number 1. Poirier McGregor was number 2, and those are 2 1-on-1. Trilogy fights. But the fans, number 3, want to see Volkanovski Holloway, even though it's 2-0 on Volkanovski.
Because he lost that second fucking fight.
Yeah.
Volkanovski.
Yeah, it's kind of, people do
People that, I
yeah.
still taste the bitter shit in my mouth.
And number 4 is surprising. Dillashaw versus Garbrandt.
I want to see that. That's number 2 on my list.
Dillashaw also with 2 wins over Garbrandt's none. It's like crazy. These people want to
because everybody hates TJ so much.
Yeah.
Why would you like TJ? Like honestly, why do you like TJ? If
I
you like TJ, why do you like him?
I don't like TJ, but I think he's more skilled than Cody Garbrandt. That's just personally just me looking at it from the outside, but
maybe not.
I'm not thinking,
because when all my friends thought Cody had it in the bag. We thought Cody would win over TJ any day because he beat the shit out of Cruz. And TJ couldn't put Cruz away. TJ got put away by Cruz. So in again, MMA math does not fucking work in this example. But,
we saw it happen. I don't think steroids really had much to do with that.
No, he wasn't taking EPOs at the time. I'm not talking about EPOs.
It was like a metabolite or whatever. Dillashaw got... Yeah, he was when he fought
during Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, the second one. That's when.
Oh, really?
That's when he popped. Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, fuck yeah, do it.
I think that's why the fans want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
On this list, also Cejudo Johnson. That would be cool. Everybody kind of would like to see that. The third one because they're 1-1. Nunes-Shevchenko. Nunes with 2 wins over Shevchenko's none. But both were decisions, and Shevchenko was very competitive in both of those fights.
I'm surprised that that's even on the list. That
Yeah, me too.
never crossed my mind. Honestly.
And then, you got Poirier Holloway 3, which that would be weird. Poirier won twice. But,
where's John Jones versus DC 3? Nobody wants that?
No. Why would you want
No. Okay.
No, because it's another 2-0 situation where he clearly got beat. I don't want to.
And I don't think DC wants to even do that anymore.
Seems like coming back from a 2-0 is just it's like, come on, man.
I feel like it's really hard for DC to be like, all right, I can do it this time.
It's like that. It's like that guy that keeps coming back for more. When you knocked him out a few times,
you ain't even got me, man.
Hey, dude, you're done. Get out
You
of
ain't
here.
even got me, bro.
Yeah.
It's like Sylvester Stallone face. You ain't got me, man.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys good? You got anything else you want to get out there?
No. Other than follow the Instagram at Fair Fight Radio. Check out the YouTube. We got some.
That's
we got
where
more.
you're seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smash the like. Appreciate you guys. Check us out.